Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the English Globe, your friendly place to learn English, explore interesting ideas, and talk about the things that really matter in our daily lives. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We're so glad you're here. And if you're already a regular listener, thank you for tuning in once again. It means a lot to us.
That's right. And hello to all of you out there. Whether you're on your way to school, taking a break, or just relaxing at home, thank you for making us a part of your day. Here at the English Globe, our goal is not only to help you improve your English, but also to help you think about topics that are relevant and meaningful to all of us. Topics that spark curiosity, help us learn something new, and maybe even inspire us.
Today, we've got a topic that is really timely and, honestly, very important, especially for young people in today's world. We're going to be talking about social media, something that's everywhere around us and a huge part of modern life. More specifically, we're going to discuss how social media affects young people, both in positive ways and in ways that might be more challenging.
Yes, and as we all know, social media has become one of the most powerful tools of communication. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook are so popular with young people because they allow us to connect instantly with others, to share our lives, to learn, and even to be creative. And we know that, as useful and entertaining as these platforms can be, they also come with some potential challenges. So today, we want to take a closer look at this big topic.
Exactly, Julia. We'll be diving into both sides of the conversation. On the one hand, we'll talk about the benefits of social media, things like staying connected with friends and family, finding new communities, expressing ourselves creatively, and even learning about new topics and skills. Social media really opens up a world of opportunities, especially for young people who are growing up in a connected world.
But we also want to be honest and realistic, which means discussing some of the challenges and risks that come with social media use. These challenges can include things like the amount of time spent online, dealing with negative comments or cyberbullying, and facing pressures to look or act a certain way, which sometimes can affect self-esteem and mental health. Social media can be a wonderful tool, but it's important to know how to use it in a balanced and healthy way.
Absolutely. So, this is going to be a conversation where we look at both the positives and the negatives in a balanced way. We're not here to tell you to stay away from social media or that it's all bad, because that wouldn't be fair. Instead, we want to understand both sides and give you some practical tips to use social media responsibly and mindfully. Our hope is that you'll leave today's episode with a better understanding of how social media can be used as a positive tool, while also being aware of the things to watch out for.
Yes. So whether you're someone who spends a lot of time on social media or maybe just a little, we think this conversation will be helpful and relatable. And, of course, because this is the English Globe, we'll be keeping the language simple and clear to make it easy for English learners to follow along. So get comfortable, maybe grab a cup of tea or coffee, and let's dive into the world of social media and see what we can learn together.
We're really looking forward to this discussion. Let's make this a fun, friendly, and educational conversation. So without further ado, let's get started with today's topic: youth and social media, benefits and challenges. So to begin our conversation about social media and its impact on young people, let's start with a simple question. What is social media? I think we can all agree that it's a term we hear almost daily, but sometimes it's helpful to take a step back and understand what exactly we mean by it, especially since social media has grown so much and become such a huge part of life over the past couple of decades.
Absolutely, Adam. Social media, in the simplest sense, is a collection of websites, apps, and online platforms that allow people to share content, connect with others, and interact in real time, no matter where they are in the world. These platforms allow people to post photos, videos, messages, articles, and even live updates about their lives or things they're interested in. It's like a virtual space where people come together to communicate, create, and learn from each other.
And what's really interesting is how diverse social media has become, with each platform offering something unique to its users. For example, on Instagram, people can share photos and short videos to express themselves visually. And it's popular for people who enjoy photography, art, or simply sharing snapshots of their lives. Then we have TikTok, which has gained huge popularity, especially among young people, as a place to create and watch short, fun, and often very creative videos. TikTok is a space where people show off their dance moves, share comedy skits, give quick tips, or just make entertaining content that's easy to watch and share.
And let's not forget YouTube, which is one of the oldest and most popular platforms out there. YouTube allows people to share longer videos, so it's perfect for tutorials, educational content, music videos, vlogs, and so much more. It's a place where people go not only to be entertained, but also to learn new things and discover different viewpoints. Many young people today watch YouTube to learn skills, like playing an instrument, cooking, or even learning new languages, just like our listeners who tune in to learn English with us here on the English Globe.
Right, Julia. Each of these platforms offers a different experience, but what they all have in common is the idea of connecting people and allowing them to share their lives in a virtual space. And I think that's part of what makes social media so appealing, especially for young people. Unlike traditional forms of communication, social media allows people to interact instantly. You can post a picture, a video, or even a simple message, and within seconds, your friends, family, and even people around the world can see it, comment on it, and share their thoughts with you.
Exactly. And I think it's that immediate connection that has really drawn young people to social media. Young people today have grown up in a world where these platforms are part of daily life. And it's natural for them to use these tools to keep up with their friends, stay informed, and even express themselves. Social media provides a space where they can feel seen and heard, where they can share their thoughts, ideas, and talents with a wider audience. For many young people, social media is more than just a tool. It's a way of staying connected with the world and a place where they can find people who share their interests and passions.
Yes, and that's such a powerful aspect of social media. Young people are at a stage in life where they're discovering who they are, exploring their interests, and finding their voice. Social media can serve as a creative outlet, a place where they can share artwork, music, dance, or writing, and get immediate feedback from others. It's also a place where they can join communities and connect with people who share their hobbies or values, even if those people are halfway around the world. In that sense, social media has opened up a world of possibilities for connecting with like-minded people.
And, of course, social media is popular with young people because it's fun. A lot of these platforms are designed to be entertaining and engaging. With features like filters, stickers, music, and interactive tools, platforms like Instagram and TikTok make it easy to create content that's visually appealing and enjoyable. Young people love the creativity that these platforms encourage, and it gives them a chance to experiment with new ideas, play with different styles, and simply have fun.
That's true, Julia. Social media has become so much more than just a place to connect. It's a whole environment where young people can learn, grow, and be entertained. Whether they're watching a funny video on TikTok, catching up on a new trend on Instagram, or watching an informative video on YouTube, they're constantly engaged in a mix of learning and entertainment. And for many young people, social media feels like a natural extension of their lives. It's part of how they communicate, stay updated on current events, and keep up with the latest trends and ideas.
And because of that, social media isn't just a tool, it's a part of their identity. They use it to showcase their personalities, their beliefs, and their creative side. They share their favorite music, their opinions on issues that matter to them, and they even follow and learn from influencers, celebrities, and other figures they admire. Social media allows young people to feel like they're part of a bigger community, a place where they belong and where they can find support and encouragement.
So, as we can see, there are many reasons why social media is so popular with young people. It's a space that's vibrant, engaging, and incredibly dynamic, offering countless ways to connect, learn, and express oneself. And that's really the reason why social media has become such an essential part of the lives of young people around the world.
But with all these amazing benefits, it's also important to remember that social media comes with its own set of challenges too, and that's what we'll explore in our next segments. We'll be looking at both sides of the story so that we can understand how young people can enjoy the benefits of social media while also being mindful of the challenges and potential risks.
That's right. So, stay with us, everyone. We're just getting started on this deep dive into social media, its impact, and how young people can use it wisely. Now, let's move on to the next part, where we'll explore the specific benefits that social media offers to young people.
So now that we have a clear idea of what social media is and why it's so popular with young people, let's shift our focus to something really important: the benefits of social media. Even though social media often gets mixed reviews, it actually has a lot of positive aspects, especially for young people who know how to use it in a balanced and healthy way.
Exactly, Julia. Social media can be a really powerful tool for good when it's used with intention. There are so many ways it can actually enhance young people's lives, and today, we're going to explore some of those benefits in more detail. We'll talk about how social media helps with connecting with friends and family, accessing educational resources, learning new skills, expressing creativity, and even building communities and networks that can support personal growth.
Right. So let's start with the most basic and perhaps most universal benefit: connecting with friends and family. Social media has made it incredibly easy to stay in touch with the people we care about, no matter where they are in the world. For young people, this is especially meaningful because friendships and family connections are so central to their lives. With social media, they can message each other instantly, share photos or videos, and stay updated on each other's lives in real time.
Absolutely. And think about this. Maybe there's a young person whose best friend moved to a different city or even to a different country. In the past, it would have been hard for them to stay close. They might write letters, but that would take days or even weeks. But now, thanks to platforms like WhatsApp, Instagram, or Facebook, they can just send a quick message or video call each other anytime they want. It makes those distances feel smaller and helps them stay connected in ways that weren't possible before.
That's such a great point, Adam. Social media also allows young people to keep in touch with their extended family members, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins who may live far away. They can share pictures from family events, stay up to date with what's happening in each other's lives, and feel like they're part of a close-knit family, even if they're miles apart. This can be especially comforting for young people who might miss their loved ones.
And it's not just about staying in touch with people we already know. Social media also allows young people to make new friends and meet others who share their interests and hobbies. For example, a young person who loves a particular sport, like basketball, or a type of music, like K-pop, can join groups or follow pages related to those interests. They can meet other fans, share experiences, and even make friends who live on the other side of the world. It's a great way to broaden their social circles and learn about different cultures and perspectives.
That's so true. Now moving on to another benefit: accessing educational resources. This is one of the most amazing things about social media today. Young people have access to an almost endless pool of information and learning materials. Many teachers, educational organizations, and professionals use social media to share knowledge, tips, and tutorials on a wide range of topics. This can be incredibly useful for students who want to go beyond what they learn in the classroom.
Yes, and there are so many ways to learn on social media. For example, on YouTube, young people can watch videos on practically any subject. Let's say a young person is studying science in school and wants to know more about a topic like the solar system. They can find educational videos that explain concepts in an easy-to-understand way, often with animations and visuals that make learning more interesting. Or maybe they're interested in a particular book or historical figure. They can find lectures, discussions, and documentaries on those topics too.
And it's not just YouTube. Platforms like Instagram and Twitter are also used for educational purposes. There are many accounts run by teachers, scientists, artists, and other professionals who share interesting facts, tips, and insights. For example, an aspiring artist might follow professional artists who share their drawing techniques, or a young person interested in health and wellness might follow experts who give advice on staying active or eating healthy. It makes learning feel like a natural part of their social media experience.
Another incredible benefit is that social media allows young people to learn new skills. Many platforms now offer not only information but also practical, step-by-step tutorials on various skills. This includes things like cooking, photography, music, coding, and even language learning. And the best part is, a lot of this content is completely free. So if a young person wants to try out something new, they can easily find a tutorial or class on social media to help them get started.
Exactly, Adam. Take cooking, for example. There are so many short recipe videos on platforms like TikTok and Instagram that show you how to make dishes in just a few simple steps. A young person who's interested in cooking can watch these videos, try the recipes, and learn new skills in the kitchen. Or maybe they're interested in photography. On YouTube, there are tons of tutorials that teach everything from the basics of taking a good photo to advanced editing techniques. They can learn by watching others and then practicing on their own.
That's a great example, Julia. And then there's the creative side of social media, which brings us to another benefit: expressing creativity. Social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube encourage young people to be creative and share their talents. Whether it's making art, writing stories, creating music, or even performing, these platforms provide a space where young people can express themselves and showcase their skills.
And that's such an important outlet for young people. Creativity is a big part of discovering who you are, and social media allows them to try new things and see how others respond. For example, a young person who loves to draw might post their art on Instagram, where they can get feedback from others, meet other artists, and even get inspired by seeing other people's work. Or, someone who enjoys dancing can create TikTok videos to share their moves, and they might even inspire others to join in or learn those moves themselves. Social media gives them a stage to express themselves and develop their confidence.
Exactly, Julia. And when young people share their creativity, they're also building connections with people who appreciate their work, which brings us to our final benefit: building communities and networks. Social media allows young people to find groups and communities based on shared interests, values, and goals. These communities can provide a sense of belonging, which is so important, especially for young people who are trying to find their place in the world.
Yes, and these communities can be a powerful source of support. For example, a young person who loves environmental activism can join groups focused on climate change awareness, where they can share ideas, participate in discussions, and even plan events with others who feel the same way. Or a teenager interested in learning a new language can join a language exchange group where they can practice speaking with native speakers and get tips from others who are also learning. These connections can be incredibly supportive and motivating.
It's amazing how social media has opened up these new possibilities. Young people can connect with mentors, join study groups, or simply find friends who understand their interests. Social media communities allow them to feel like they're part of something bigger, whether that's a group of people who love the same music or a network of young entrepreneurs sharing ideas. It's a great way to build lasting relationships and gain valuable support.
So, as we can see, social media, when used thoughtfully, can be a powerful tool that opens up many wonderful opportunities for young people. It allows them to stay connected, learn new things, develop skills, express themselves, and find communities where they belong. These benefits can be so valuable in helping them grow, discover their interests, and feel connected to the world around them.
Absolutely. Social media offers a lot of positive potential, and it's up to each young person to find the right balance and make the most of it. And now that we've covered the benefits, we'll also take some time to discuss the challenges of social media, because understanding both sides is essential for using it responsibly.
Now that we've discussed the many benefits that social media can bring to young people, it's also essential to look at the other side of the coin. Like most things, social media has both positives and negatives, and there are definitely some challenges and risks that young people face while using it. By being aware of these challenges, young people can learn how to approach social media in a way that keeps them safe and healthy.
Exactly, Julia. It's all about being mindful and using social media responsibly. When young people understand the challenges that come with social media, they're better equipped to manage those risks and stay in control of their online experience. So let's talk about some of the key challenges. These include time management and screen time issues, cyberbullying and negative comments, privacy concerns, unrealistic standards and comparisons, and the mental health impact social media can have.
Right. Let's start with the first one: time management and screen time issues. Social media can be so engaging that it's easy to lose track of time while scrolling through posts or watching videos. For young people, this can become a problem because spending too much time on social media might take away from other important activities, like studying, spending time with family, or even getting enough sleep.
That's a great point, Julia. For example, imagine a young person who starts scrolling through TikTok before bed. They might think, I'll just watch a few videos. But then they find themselves watching for hours. Before they know it, it's late at night, and they didn't get the sleep they needed. When this happens often, it can affect their school performance, energy levels, and even their mood. It's easy to get carried away, especially with the way social media is designed to keep us engaged.
Absolutely, Adam. Social media platforms use algorithms to show us content we're interested in, which can make it hard to stop once we've started. That's why it's so important for young people to set limits on their screen time and be mindful of how much time they spend on social media each day. Taking breaks and making time for offline activities can help keep that balance.
Now, another big challenge that young people face on social media is cyberbullying and negative comments. Unfortunately, the anonymity of the internet sometimes encourages people to say hurtful or mean things they wouldn't say in person. Young people might experience rude comments, criticism, or even bullying online, which can be really upsetting and hurtful.
Yes, Adam. For example, a young person might post a picture or a video they're proud of, and instead of receiving positive feedback, they get negative comments from strangers or even classmates. Comments like, "You look weird," or "That's so embarrassing," can really hurt their feelings and make them feel insecure. Cyberbullying can make young people feel isolated, anxious, or even afraid to post anything at all. And because it happens online, it can feel like it's hard to escape from, since those comments are visible to everyone.
And unlike face-to-face bullying, cyberbullying can follow young people even when they're at home, which should be a safe space for them. This constant exposure can make the impact even stronger, as they may check those hurtful comments again and again. That's why it's so important for young people to know how to handle negative comments, block or report bullies, and seek support from friends, family, or even school counselors if they need it.
That's a great point, Adam. Moving on, let's talk about privacy concerns. On social media, young people often share personal information, like their photos, location, or details about their daily lives. However, sometimes they might not realize that once something is posted online, it's hard to control who sees it or where it goes. This can create risks if personal information is shared with the wrong people.
Yes, Julia. For example, a young person might post a photo that includes the name of their school, or they might check in at a location, letting people know exactly where they are. This can be risky because it exposes their whereabouts to strangers or people they might not know well. Also, sharing too many personal details online can sometimes lead to unwanted attention or even attempts to access private information.
That's so true. Privacy settings can help limit who sees certain posts, but it's always a good idea for young people to think twice before sharing personal information. They should ask themselves, is this something I'd want everyone to know? Or could this information be misused in any way? Being cautious about privacy helps keep them safe online and protects them from potential risks.
Another challenge we see a lot is unrealistic standards and comparisons. Social media is full of images of people showing their best selves, perfect photos, amazing vacations, and exciting lifestyles. But what we often don't see is the real story behind those photos, like the effort it took to take that perfect shot, or the fact that people only share the highlights of their lives. This can create unrealistic standards for young people who might feel like they need to live up to those perfect images.
Right, Adam. For example, a young person might see pictures of a celebrity or influencer with perfect skin, a great outfit, and a glamorous background. They might start to feel like their own life isn't as exciting or that they're not good enough. But what they don't realize is that many of those images are edited or carefully curated. Comparing themselves to these images can lead to feelings of inadequacy or even lower self-esteem because they're comparing their real life to someone else's highlight reel.
Exactly. It's really important for young people to remember that social media often shows a polished version of reality. No one's life is perfect, even if it looks that way online. Being aware of this can help them enjoy social media without feeling pressured to live up to unrealistic standards or feeling bad about their own lives.
And lastly, let's talk about the impact social media can have on mental health, particularly with stress and anxiety. While social media can be a place for connection, it can also lead to feelings of pressure or even stress. For example, young people might feel anxious about how many likes or comments their posts get, or they might worry about keeping up with trends or responding to messages quickly.
That's a big one, Julia. Imagine a young person who posts something they're really excited about, but it doesn't get as many likes as they expected. They might start to wonder, did people not like it? Or, did I do something wrong? This constant focus on likes and validation can lead to stress, or even make them feel less confident. Over time, this pressure can take a toll on their mental health, leading to anxiety or even feelings of loneliness if they don't feel as liked or popular as others.
That's very true, Adam. Also, because social media is always active, it can be hard for young people to step away and take a break. They might feel like they're missing out if they don't check their feeds or respond to messages right away, which can add to their stress. Taking time off or setting limits on social media can help them manage this pressure and maintain a healthier balance.
It's so important for young people to understand that it's okay to step back from social media and focus on other things in life. Taking breaks, setting time limits, and not getting too caught up in likes or comments can help reduce stress and create a healthier relationship with social media. And if they ever feel overwhelmed, it's always a good idea to talk to someone they trust, like a parent, teacher, or friend.
Absolutely, Adam. So, as we can see, while social media has many benefits, it's essential to be mindful of the challenges too. Young people can enjoy the positive aspects of social media while being aware of these potential risks and learning ways to manage them.
Yes, Julia. When we use social media thoughtfully and with balance, we can make the most of its benefits while protecting ourselves from its downsides. And up next, we'll talk about some practical tips for young people on how to navigate social media in a safe, positive, and balanced way.
Now that we've looked at both the benefits and the challenges of social media, it's time to discuss one of the most important aspects of using social media: balance. Just like anything else in life, when it comes to social media, it's all about finding that middle ground. Too much time on social media can have negative effects, but using it responsibly and in moderation can help us enjoy the positive aspects without getting overwhelmed by the negatives.
Absolutely, Julia. Finding balance is key. Social media is a great tool for staying connected, learning new things, and having fun. However, if we don't use it in a balanced way, it can start to feel overwhelming or even cause us stress. So, it's crucial to set boundaries and make mindful decisions about how we use social media. Let's talk about some practical tips for young people on how they can maintain a healthy relationship with social media.
One of the first and most effective tips is setting time limits. Social media can be so engaging that we might not realize how much time we're spending on it. We start with a quick check, and before we know it, hours have passed. Setting a specific time limit each day can help keep us in control of how much time we spend online.
That's a really good point, Julia. For example, a young person might decide to limit their social media use to 30 minutes per day or perhaps 1 hour after school. They can use their phone's built-in screen time tracking tools to set reminders when it's time to stop. That way, they're not losing track of time, and they're able to prioritize other important activities, like studying or spending time with friends and family.
Exactly. And setting limits doesn't mean that social media has to be bad for you. It just means that you're being conscious of your time. Setting limits also gives young people the opportunity to enjoy social media without overdoing it. If they spend too much time scrolling, it can lead to the time management problems we talked about earlier. It's all about balancing screen time with other activities.
Another helpful tip is to be mindful of the content you're consuming. Social media can sometimes be a source of negativity, so it's essential to choose the content you follow wisely. Instead of following accounts that make you feel bad about yourself, it's a great idea to follow accounts that inspire, educate, or entertain in a positive way. There are plenty of accounts that share motivational quotes, educational videos, or positive messages that can lift your spirits and encourage self-growth.
That's a fantastic point, Adam. For example, a young person might follow accounts that share tips for learning new skills, accounts that promote healthy living, or accounts with positive and funny content. By filling their social media feed with positive messages, they can create a more uplifting and supportive online environment. This will help them enjoy social media without feeling the negative side effects, like stress or insecurity.
And on the flip side, it's equally important to avoid online negativity as much as possible. Social media can sometimes be a place where negativity, hate, or drama spread quickly. Whether it's rude comments, arguments, or toxic debates, these kinds of things can really bring your mood down and affect your mental health. One way to manage this is by muting or unfollowing accounts or people that regularly post negative or harmful content.
Right, Adam. It's okay to unfollow or mute people who make you feel bad, even if they're your friends or classmates. Social media should be a place where you feel supported, not stressed or upset. And if you see something that makes you uncomfortable or angry, it's okay to take a step back. Don't be afraid to block or report harmful content or behavior. The more you protect yourself from negativity, the better your social media experience will be.
That's really important. And another great tip is to schedule social media free time. Sometimes it can be helpful to plan times during the day when you completely disconnect from social media, like during meals or before bedtime. By setting these boundaries, you're creating space for other activities, like spending quality time with family, reading, or engaging in hobbies. These breaks can help reset your mind and reduce the temptation to mindlessly scroll through feeds.
Exactly. For example, a young person could decide that they will not check social media during family dinners or after 9 p.m. before bed. This gives them a chance to relax, unwind, and engage in real-world conversations without distractions. Taking these small breaks not only helps protect mental health, but also encourages healthy sleep habits, which are essential for everyone, especially young people.
And speaking of mental health, it's important to remember that if social media ever starts making you feel stressed, anxious, or sad, it's okay to talk about it. Whether it's a friend, a parent, or a teacher, opening up about how social media is affecting you can help you gain perspective and figure out ways to improve your experience. Sometimes just talking to someone can help you feel better and more in control of your online life.
Absolutely, Adam. Mental health is key, and taking care of it should always be a priority. If you notice any negative effects from social media, like feeling low, anxious, or disconnected, that's a sign to take a step back and reevaluate how you're using it. Maybe you need to take a short break from certain platforms, or perhaps you need to adjust your settings to reduce stress.
Another tip is to make time for offline activities. Social media is just one part of life, and there are so many other ways to connect, learn, and grow. Engaging in offline activities like playing sports, reading, spending time outdoors, or even taking up new hobbies can be a great way to balance the time spent on social media. These activities can help reduce the time spent on screens and give your brain a break from digital noise.
Exactly. Sometimes, stepping away from the screen and spending time doing something creative or physical is the best way to recharge. It's all about finding that balance between online and offline life. Plus, taking time for yourself can help you appreciate the positive sides of social media even more, because you're not feeling overwhelmed or overconnected.
To wrap up this segment, let's remember that balance is the key to making social media a positive part of life. Setting time limits, choosing positive content, avoiding negativity, taking breaks, and talking about how social media affects us are all ways to ensure that we maintain a healthy relationship with it. Social media is a great tool, but it's up to us to use it in a way that makes us feel good and supports our well-being.
That's right, Adam. With the right balance and mindset, social media can be a powerful tool for learning, connecting, and even having fun without causing harm or stress. So, whether you're scrolling through Instagram, watching YouTube, or chatting on TikTok, always remember to be mindful of how it makes you feel. When you use social media in a balanced, healthy way, you'll get the most out of it.
Well said, Julia. We hope that our tips today help you enjoy a more positive and balanced experience with social media. Remember, it's all about finding the right balance for you. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Now that we've discussed the benefits, challenges, and tips for balancing social media, let's talk about something equally important: the role of parents and guardians in helping young people use social media responsibly. In today's digital age, social media is such a big part of youth culture, and parents play a crucial role in guiding their children through it.
That's right, Julia. As much as young people are active on social media, it's really important for parents and guardians to be involved in their kids' digital lives, even if it's just a little bit. And no, this doesn't mean spying or controlling what they do online, but rather having open, supportive conversations about social media use and helping them navigate the challenges they may face.
Exactly, Adam. Parents are there to provide support and to make sure their children understand the potential risks of social media, such as cyberbullying, privacy issues, and the impact on mental health. But they also need to recognize the positive sides: how social media can be a space for learning, creativity, and connecting with friends and family. So let's dive into a few practical ways parents can help their kids have a positive experience on social media.
One of the first things parents can do is set clear expectations for social media use. For example, they can create rules about when and how long kids are allowed to use social media, just like we mentioned before with setting time limits. Having clear guidelines helps children understand what's acceptable and what isn't, while also teaching them the importance of moderation and self-discipline.
Right. And these rules should be discussed openly with the children. It's important to have a conversation about why the rules are in place. It's not just about limiting freedom, but about making sure that kids are using social media in a way that's healthy for them. Parents can also encourage their kids to talk about what they're doing online so that they feel comfortable sharing their experiences. This open communication helps build trust and can prevent problems later on.
Another important role that parents can take is to model healthy social media habits themselves. Kids often look to their parents for guidance, so when parents practice responsible social media use, like setting their own time limits, choosing positive content, and taking breaks from screens, they show their children how to use social media in a balanced and healthy way. It's about leading by example.
That's such a great point. When parents are using social media in a healthy way, it teaches kids that social media isn't something to be overindulged in or used as a way to escape reality. It should be part of a balanced lifestyle. For instance, parents could set phone-free zones, like during family meals or before bed, and encourage their kids to do the same. This way, both parents and kids can connect with each other face-to-face without distractions.
Absolutely, Julia. And part of that responsibility includes teaching kids about privacy and safety online. parents should take the time to explain the importance of keeping personal information private, such as their phone numbers, home addresses, and passwords. It's also important to talk about the risks of sharing too much personal information on social media platforms and how it's important to keep certain details, like locations or plans, to themselves for safety reasons.
And this is where setting privacy settings comes in. Parents can guide their children on how to set their social media accounts to private, so that only trusted friends or family members can see what they post. For example, on Instagram or Facebook, parents can help their children adjust privacy settings so that their posts are only visible to people they know. This helps protect them from unwanted attention and keeps their online space safer.
Yes, and one of the most important things parents can do is become active listeners. If kids experience something upsetting online, like seeing hurtful comments or being targeted by cyberbullies, they need to feel safe and supported in talking about it. Parents should listen to their children's concerns without judgment or overreaction, and offer advice and help on how to handle these situations. It's also a good idea for parents to check in with their kids regularly about their online experiences.
That's true. Sometimes young people can feel alone in their experiences, but knowing they have a parent or guardian to turn to can make a big difference. For instance, if a child encounters cyberbullying, they need to know that it's okay to tell someone and that they'll get support in addressing it. Parents can also help their kids learn how to block or report harmful behavior online, so they don't have to face these issues alone.
Right. And while it's great for parents to be involved, it's also important for them to give their children some space to make their own decisions and learn from their mistakes. Social media is a tool for self-expression and creativity, and kids need some freedom to explore it. Parents can guide them, but they shouldn't be overly controlling. Allowing kids to have ownership over their online spaces and decisions will help them develop the confidence and skills they need to use social media responsibly as they grow older.
Exactly, Adam. Social media is a huge part of youth culture today, and it's a tool for learning, growth, and connection. Parents can help their kids enjoy the positive aspects of social media by teaching them how to use it wisely and responsibly. It's all about creating a supportive environment where kids feel confident in using social media in a way that enhances their lives rather than causes harm.
In summary, parents and guardians are essential in guiding their children through the world of social media. By setting clear expectations, modeling healthy habits, teaching privacy and safety, listening actively, and giving their kids some independence, they can help their children navigate social media in a way that's both enjoyable and safe. After all, it's about helping them strike that balance between the positive aspects and the challenges.
That's right. Parents are not the only influence, but they play an important role in ensuring that kids have the support they need to make good choices online. With open communication and responsible practices, social media can be a safe, enjoyable, and enriching experience for everyone.
And on that note, we hope this segment was helpful for all the parents out there listening. If you're a young person listening, remember that it's okay to talk to your parents about your social media experiences. They're there to help you.
Welcome back, everyone. We've covered a lot today, from the benefits and challenges of social media to the role of parents and guardians. Now, before we wrap up, we want to leave you with some final thoughts and encouragement about using social media in a way that supports your well-being.
That's right, Julia. As we've discussed throughout this podcast, social media is a powerful tool. It's something that connects us to others, helps us learn new things, and allows us to express ourselves in creative ways. But, like with any tool, it's all about how we use it. The key takeaway is that social media can have a positive impact on your life, especially when it's used mindfully and responsibly.
Absolutely, Adam. While it's easy to get lost in the hustle and bustle of social media, scrolling endlessly through feeds, liking posts, and comparing ourselves to others, it's important to remember that social media doesn't define who you are. It's just one part of your life. What truly matters is your personal well-being, how you feel about yourself, and how you manage your time online. Prioritizing your mental health is essential, And that means taking breaks when you need to, managing your screen time, and being mindful of the content you engage with.
Exactly, Julia. We all need to remember that mental health should always come first. Social media can sometimes create unrealistic expectations, whether it's body image, success, or popularity, and it's easy to get caught up in trying to measure up to these standards. But here's the thing. You are enough as you are. The people you see on social media are often only showing the highlights of their lives, not the full picture. It's important to avoid unhealthy comparisons and to recognize that everyone has their own unique journey.
And when it comes to maintaining your mental health online, one of the most important things you can do is to curate your social media feeds. Follow accounts that inspire and uplift you, and unfollow or mute content that makes you feel anxious, stressed, or less than. You have control over your online space, and it's okay to make changes if you feel that something is negatively affecting your mood or self-esteem. Surround yourself with positive content that helps you grow and feel good about who you are.
That's a great point, Julia. It's all about mindful consumption. It's easy to fall into the trap of mindlessly scrolling through social media, but taking a moment to think about how certain posts or pages make you feel can help you take control of your experience. And if you ever feel overwhelmed or stressed by social media, don't hesitate to step away for a bit. Taking a break, going outside, or talking to a friend can be a great way to reset your mind.
Yes, and don't forget to also focus on real-life connections. Sometimes we spend so much time online that we forget to engage with the people right in front of us, whether it's family, friends, or even classmates. True connections happen in real life, and while social media is a wonderful way to stay connected virtually, it should never replace face-to-face interactions and the deep relationships we build offline.
That's absolutely right, Julia. There's also something so powerful about being present in the moment and appreciating the world around you, without distractions from your phone. Whether it's enjoying a hobby, spending time outdoors, or simply talking with someone in person, those real moments are invaluable. Social media is meant to complement our lives, not replace the richness of in-person experiences.
And as we wrap up today's episode, we want to encourage all of you to use social media with intention. Stay informed, stay connected, but also be mindful of how it affects you. Social media can be a wonderful space for learning, connecting with others, and expressing your creativity. But it's important to use it in a way that aligns with your values, mental health, and overall well-being.
We know it can be tricky sometimes, especially when you see others posting about their seemingly perfect lives, but always remember that social media is just one part of the bigger picture. You have the power to shape your experience online and to ensure that it adds value to your life rather than taking away from it. So, if you ever feel stressed or overwhelmed, take a step back, breathe, and remember what truly matters: your well-being.
And finally, we want to encourage you to stay informed. The digital world is constantly evolving, and staying informed about how social media works, how it affects us, and how to use it responsibly is key. Educate yourself on privacy settings, digital safety, and strategies to combat negative content. When you stay informed, you can use social media in a way that benefits you and helps you stay positive.
Well said, Julia. Our final message for you today is this: social media can be a force for good, but it's up to you how you use it. Be mindful, be positive, and always prioritize your mental health. You are in control, and you have the ability to create a healthy and supportive online space for yourself. Stay connected, stay informed, and most importantly, stay true to who you are.
We hope today's episode has been helpful and encouraging for you. Remember, you're not alone on this journey, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. If you ever need a break from social media, don't hesitate to take that time for yourself. You deserve it.
Thank you so much for listening today. We're glad you joined us on this important conversation about youth and social media. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to share it with a friend and leave us a review. Stay positive, stay balanced, and we'll see you next time here at the English Globe. And just like that, we've reached the end of today's episode. It's been such a great conversation, and we're really grateful to have had you join us for this important discussion on social media and its impact on youth. We hope you found the information helpful and that you feel more informed about how to use social media in a way that benefits you and your mental well-being.
That's right, Adam. It's always a pleasure to connect with all of you and talk about topics that are both relevant and meaningful. We know that social media plays such a big role in your lives, and we hope today's episode gave you some useful insights on how to make the most of it while avoiding the potential challenges. Remember, it's all about balance and being mindful of how social media fits into your life.
Exactly, Julia. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen, and we want to thank you for being part of the English Globe community. Your support means a lot to us, and we're so glad that we can continue to share these important discussions with you. Whether you're listening while on your commute, at home, or even studying, it's amazing to have you along for the ride.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in today. It's always great to know that we're helping you improve your English and understand more about the world around you. If you enjoyed today's episode and want to hear more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. We have so much more exciting content coming your way, and we can't wait to share it all with you.
That's right. By subscribing, you'll get all the latest updates from the English Globe, and we'll be here to help you with all things English learning, from tips and strategies to fascinating discussions on important topics, just like the one we had today. So make sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this podcast with your friends, classmates, or anyone you think could benefit from listening.
And if you have any thoughts or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to us on social media or leave a comment. We always enjoy hearing what you think, and your feedback helps us create better, more useful content for everyone. If there are any topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes, let us know, and we'll do our best to include them.
Absolutely. We're always open to suggestions, and we want to make sure that we're addressing the topics that matter most to you. This podcast is all about creating a space where we can learn, grow, and share knowledge together. So don't hesitate to connect with us.
Before we say goodbye for today, just remember, social media can be a powerful tool when used mindfully, and you have the ability to make it work for you. Take care of yourself, stay positive, and always prioritize your mental health. We're so proud of the progress you're making, both in English and in life.
Well said, Julia. And with that, it's time to sign off. Thank you once again for being a part of today's episode. We truly appreciate your time, and we're excited to see you back next time. Until then, keep practicing your English, stay curious, and don't forget to enjoy the journey.
We'll see you next time on the English Globe. Take care and have a wonderful day ahead.
Goodbye, everyone.